All right, let's get it. Upward Spiral Gang. Welcome back to the channel. It is Uncle Makara. All relations. Let's get started. Today we're talking about tapping into the golden timeline. Okay. We might have heard this get more real, get more recent. Okay. So listen up. This is actually where things start to get real, right? So I believe that we have collectively hopped timelines and been through some kind of a quantum jump, right? We're not too sure what kind of a quantum jump it is, but we do know that it's going to impact us on a deep, primal, sociological, biological level, okay? As well as metaphysically. So if you have a divine pull towards watching this video and you believe yourself to be a dragon, seraphim dragon or seraphim dragon soul, then you need to listen up because I'm going to be sharing with you today the different signs that you can tell that you're on this path and that it's meant for you. And that way we can actually proceed further without any complications. Okay. So this timeline is no joke. We're shifting on a global level, which fewer will be able to recognize and fewer are prepared to even step into. So this was your prep, right? It was your training, your conditioning to hold your ground and find your light in the middle of all this chaos. They say that your eyes and face are a reflection of your soul. Look at people's faces nowadays. Lifeless, lacking, that vitality, the piercing eyes. It's lacking, right? It feels like the world's going nuts right now. The system are pushing down distractions are ramping up. And for the sensitive empaths and light workers, it's tempting. It's really tempting to take on the world's pain, the collective consciousness pain. But here's the deal, bro, or chica, it's not your job anymore. It's not your job anymore. This timeline, it's personal. It's about you standing strong. It's about drawing a hard line in the sand and saying, I'm not here to carry anybody's weight. I'm here to show what's possible, actually. Wow, as I see an eagle outside my window, shout out Haru. Okay, so what's the play here? You are going to see the world in all its dark negativity for all it is, but you are not going to let that pull you down. In fact, it's going to help you focus in on your mission, finding the good and letting that light hit you like a spotlight. It's showtime all the time. It's showtime all the time. Okay. Get more into that freestyle shamanism in this period because you will need to weave with it, right? You need to weave energies, you need to pop timelines, you need to be able to not be like sneaky and like, submissive and like distorted in your ways and trying to hide things. Then you're going to get more issues coming up, right? But if you embrace the 5D mindset, unity, love, compassion, you truly embody that, not as a fluffy ideal, but as a brutal, relentless commitment to staying in alignment no matter what. I stay in alignment no matter what. I stay in alignment no matter what. I stay in alignment no matter what. And the intensity is cranking up in the next 19 days. That's where you get to prove yourself. You have to hold your frequency. You have to own the timeline. You guys get that? Type it in the chat, yo. We got to own the timeline that we're on. Okay. Really powerful. So let me share this with the tribe before we get too deep into this, man. All right. Shout out to Ryan G as well for designing this thing that you see behind me. Okay. I love the idea of the dragon with peacock feathers. I think that's such a beautiful imagery reminder. I work with Sanat Kumara, with Krishna, with this kind of peacock energy. So I really feel this intense, symbolism of the seraphim dragon having these peacock wings, right? Almost in a sense that they're not afraid to shine in their light and in their beauty and in their power, right? They're willing to shake things up. And every time someone tries to shake you, you just hold stronger because you're a dragon, right? Because when the dust settles, the ones who've stayed true, the ones who chose to stay in their power, the ones who are standing tall, that's what is creating your future that is golden, so to say. So you're either in or you're out, right? You've got to make that choice. You got to draw that line. You got to own and trust the timeline that you're on. Trust the timeline that you're on, okay? So Schumann resonance or Mother Earth spiked after the elections a few days ago, I believe it was yesterday or last night. The vibration is rising, right? There's a timeline shift, a quantum jump that we've taken, right? Ukraine war, Hamas war seem to be ending. Fluorides will be out of the water, chemtrails, no more pesticides, seed oils. Maybe. Okay. I'm not saying that because I'm a wishful thinker. I just know that the age of Aquarius will come to light, and that's all about truth. So the FDA war on public health will probably be ending. So a lot of the, stem cell research that's been suppressed, the psychedelic research that's been suppressed, a lot of spiritual people are trend hoppers, so they will be duped. They will be hoaxed. They will be distorted. If you are fake woke, you will drown at this time. If you have always found that link towards something greater than you, something higher than you that's guiding you into this new chapter, then stay tuned because this is for you. This is for you. There's a collective shift happening on Earth where humanity is transcending into 5D. Okay. And you may feel really unusual sensations right now, like time speeding up, a sense of restlessness, really weird, vivid dreams, repeated numbers. There's signs that you're aligning with this new chapter, this higher vibration. And many have faced challenges that have designed to strengthen and prepare them for this exact moment. So if you're feeling like I need to release these old patterns, I need to, do this differently, I need to approach life with kindness, well, then yeah, that's because you're ready for the next step of the spiritual growth. So the 5D encourages everyone to stay interconnected, compassionate, but also it's about understanding how everybody's journey impacts the whole of the collective, right? So being a part of the shift means actively choosing love and positivity, even in small actions, right? Because when you're doing so, you're creating this collective ripple effect, not just for you, but for all of the fragments of you, right? All of the projections of you out into the physical world, your duplicities, your versions of you or doppelgangers of you that are being affected by this, okay? So you have to trust in divine timing, okay? Progress doesn't always feel straightforward. Progress makes us understand that each experience you have has a purpose. And so trusting the flow of life helps you stay resilient and aligned with your collective evolution. So this is kind of the final activation of your true purpose. This year, as it's wrapping up, your journey has been here to support that higher vibration, creating a harmonious earth. But also we're channeling this kind of Asura Deva energy together, right? That could involve embracing the dragon is both good and bad, light and dark, right? This is why we have the seraphim dragons, because it's the dragon energy, which is, again, this reptile, underground, dark nature, but then it's rising through its center to create more of this harmony. And it's wielding this potent blend of the priest beast that we keep talking about on this channel, right? The priestess beast. So in peak performance shamanism, it's encouraged that both fierce drive and mindful detachment help you transcend limits while staying anchored in your purpose. So we believe in this man right here. Should I do a whiteboard, guys? Let's do a whiteboard. Just real quick. Let me see. I might be. Okay. All right. And so Trump is also using this term golden timeline. So don't project it immediately onto the presidential campaign, but really look at it like how you want this timeline to be. Okay. Because so we're tapping into this understanding in Primal Sutra. We say being like water from Bruce Lee. Okay. If you don't know who Bruce Lee is, have you been living under a rock? Okay. This is one of the ways that we have understood Primal Sutra and its energy. Okay. One of the ways. All right. So, number one, right? So, this Bruce Lee mentality of mechanical instinct is what we're really looking for. Okay. So, your left brain and right brain is synchronized. Your subconscious and conscious mind are working together. You were starting to thrive. You were starting to really understand what this journey is about. Okay. And through this, you're going to also get that he had a control and instinct together. So he said, the mechanical man, right, who over relies on rigid control, AI, harmonic energy, and a more instinctual being who was fluid and responsive, right? The very extreme context, Luciferian, rebellious, but we need to tone it down, right, to get back to our Christ-like Buddha essence in the middle path. And Lee, I believe, chose the middle path of true mastery because he arises from not forcing control, but from aligning with the natural instincts and then refining them through his awareness, right? So he talks about being like water. So that means that he's adopting fluidly rather than constraining himself to patterns, formulas, and these types of things. Okay. So for Primal Sutra, this philosophy underscores the importance of structured training or control with intuitive primal responsiveness. Okay. So you can train in many different ways, right? But find some kind of a flow state practice for you. Hey, it could be flow training if you want, right? Um, a structured training protocol, which is your control, and then tapping into your intuition during that flow state practice, right? So really, really key to balance both the mechanical side and the instinctual side together, right? The scientific mind, the left brain, and the right brain, which is creative and spontaneous. Okay. One craves variety, one craves certainty, right? So what are we going to do when we get new events happening? We align with those with certainty, but also refine it with the people who understand how to deal with novelty and novel situations and surprising moments, right? Improvise, okay? Improvise with refinement. But great improvisation happens from a good foundation and practice of being able to be quick, swift on your toes like Hermes, right? Is very quick. So you can merge the metaphysical and physical world, right? You can start to get these downloads coming through. So by integrating discipline techniques with a freedom to flow, you create something we call bliscipline, right? Mentioned this a lot on this channel, but this is what bliscipline is. Okay. Now, bliscipline is this dynamic approach where discipline techniques with a freedom to flow. Okay, so it's where wisdom and instinct can coexist, and it's about being adaptable, being formless, shapeless, like water. Put water into a cup, it becomes the cup, right? You're attuning to the moment. You're embodying an empowered, agile energy rather than this stiff, like mechanical, like robotic being, right? You're not AI, you're SI, spiritual intelligence, right? So here we go. Discipline techniques with a freedom to flow. All right. Now, why did I say tantric in the title? Why tantra? Am I trying to impose my will onto you guys like some kind of like I'm Indian, maybe I want tantra in the title, right? No. Tantra is the path of inner alchemy and transformation. It's where we go beyond surface level nonsense and look at what it truly takes to unite every part of ourselves. You just gotta feel good, man. You just gotta, just gotta feel really good. No, it's about learning to transform, refine, elevate, right? Maximize everything inside us into something sacred, into something sacred. So Tantra isn't just a simple concept, it's a vast system. And people think it's one thing, it's one way of life, it's some inner science, it's only about the sex. No, it brings you in harmony with the universe by merging opposites, stillness and movement, creation, destruction. It's a path for warriors of spirit, guys, right? And these are the people who are watching this channel. These are the people who are ready to face themselves and take control. Because Tantra is about Shiva Shakti, right? The dance of consciousness and energy. Shiva is the stillness, the watcher, the unchanging. Shakti is the pulse of life, dynamic, creative. Okay. Okay. The observer in the flow. I am the observer and the flow. Okay. One of our mantras. So these forces are in you. You've got the power to awaken them and bring them into balance, right? Just like how this path of omnism and this Primal Sutra path pulls wisdom from every corner. Vishnu's balance, diamond path of Buddha, Taoist yin yang, right? All paths that teach you harmony and mastery over the self. And don't get it twisted, okay? Don't get it twisted. Tantra sees every desire and every impulse as a tool for growth. We don't deny it, we don't suppress it, we learn to transform it. So that means it's not about indulgence, it's about discipline again. It's about channeling the energy, refining it, and using it to help you reach higher states of consciousness, right? So this is a practice where the body becomes a temple. Each breath, each movement is to honor the cosmos and push yourself to your limits. So it demands your reverence and strength, but it also teaches you that true wholeness comes when you bring all parts of yourself. It's not about rejecting anything, right? It's about refining, it's about elevating, it's about becoming whole. So as you walk forward, you carry this fuel, this fire within you. And this isn't just knowledge, to sit on. It's a call to look within. It's a challenge, what you think you know, to push those barriers because the path to transformation is hard, man. And it requires facing everything you are. But that's where growth lives. Walk the path, right? Don't just talk the talk. So how do you know you're on the golden timeline? Let's get this very clear. Number one, you feel a deep connection to seraphim and dragon archetypes. Okay. Both angels, dragons, you feel a natural kinship with both angelic and dragon energies, which is a strange combo. Like people in this matrix, in this physical world, will be like the dragon is the devil, right? Or they'll say like a seraphim. What you mean the angels with six wings with just an eye in the center? Eye is that eye becoming the eye of the dragon, right? Now, the seraphim represent the highest of angelic order, right? Divine fire, they symbolize already, cosmic wisdom, while the dragons are primordial power and transformation. So that means you are bridging the past with the ascension. You're bridging your past backstory with your ascension now. Okay? You're changing the narrative as you're changing the timeline now. So you're experiencing these surges of energy, maybe rise and drop in, Kundalini or dragon fire, seraphic flame, they say. So they use these terms, right, interchangeably. Seraphic flame, dragon fire. This is like a physical sensation, visions, deep spiritual insights. You might have heightened perceptions and cosmic visions. Okay. Multidimensional awareness, which is something that we talked to Will about, right, on our podcast. Of course, the Kundalini rising this year. Okay. So this is how do we know, right? How do we know? And you've got to understand yourself also that you are a natural protector and healer, correct? You're drawn to protecting others. You act as a spiritual guardian and you have this compassionate presence and your energy clears negativity, if you've noticed, right? When you show up, your energy distorts and clears the negative thinking. So that's the dual nature of dragons. They're both fierce and benevolent at the same time, right? That tough love, okay? It's that tough love, man. It's a very mystical, fiery aura, okay? So you radiate intensity, passion, wisdom. You've been told that you're kind of dragon-like, or you have this kind of angelic kind of glow to you, right? So you've been getting confirmations from others like, bro, your aura, or you're like, dang, like, what are you doing that's making you stand out like this? Or, you know, they want to be near you. They understand that there's a difference to you, right? You're not an ordinary being. You're here to awaken this simulation. You instinctively know how to transmute darkness into light, pain into power, because that's what you've done, right? You've been to hell and back in your life. Have you not? Have you not been to hell and back? And isn't this the journey of you going to hell and then finding your heaven, creating your heaven, right? So as you find yourself in hell, in destruction, in lust, in distraction, and temptation, all of these different things, you're still drawn to the seraphim who guards divine secrets and holds the wisdom of transformation and resilience. So you're still on the hub, but now you're combining it with like sacred symbols and ancient languages, right? Which is going to create this weird, like distorted, like deep memory or something happening that may kind of skew you on this path. So you have to find things that you're consuming, right? Even if it's junk food, you have to find the junk food that speaks to you in this myth, right? This you're lore maxing right now. So if the food doesn't match to the lore, I don't think you should tap into it. If it works with the lore and you have a justification that is actually genuinely not a protective mechanism, genuinely, right? How do you know? Some people just create excuses, rationalizations, they justify anything, they spiritually bypass. But I'm talking about when you are instinctively knowing what you need for your highest good and you have this dragon-like discernment, right? You just call it out. And you're on a relentless quest to try to understand the mysteries and the spiritual teachings, the esoteric knowledge, the metaphysical science, right? That not normal people don't look this stuff up, man. You know, they're just like, whatever. Golden timeline, who cares? So what? I have a family to feed, right? And so if you feel called to shape this golden timeline, that means your presence has actually been a catalyst for others. And you have been working for the collective good, but maybe you just haven't given yourself that much value or celebrate that. You feel like you have a mission, but it's like this tough mission, and you're always bitter in your adulthood. You can't actually relax and fully like step into just letting go, right? It needs to be a certain way for me to feel okay. It needs to be like this in order for me to be okay. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You are okay eternally. You are whole eternally. You are complete right now. It's just a projection in your mind that's causing it. The mind is the distorter. The mind is the fragmenter, guys. You got to get this. Okay. So the tantric twist to it, if you're really looking at like game, right? And you spit game and you're talking about this, but you're not tapping into true connection or straight up tantric alchemy and polarity work, you don't have that seductive edge. I'm going to be honest. You don't have depth. You don't have mastery. You're just kind of going around about it, wishy-washy. But instead of dopamine driven compliments, right? If I were just to give a dopamine driven compliment, we're talking about subtle moments of spiritual evolution. So I'm giving her a taste of my energy, just a glimpse into the dimension that she's about to enter that leaves her wanting more. But when she says something real, I reflect that with sincere acknowledgement because I know that I'm craving that essence that they are sharing, actually. So craft an experience of depth, okay? Micro doses of bliss, micro moments of connection. These are ways you can tap into this to actually create more dragon souls around you or more seraphim energy around you so that you can tap in and use it in your real life day to day, right? So let me say this. You have to go somewhere that awakens her senses in a way that she's never felt. Okay. Maybe a quiet tea shop, like just Japanese weird eccentric teas, or a view in a nature trail on a sunset, or like some kind of a wild journey where you're going. I went to a museum, right, on my last day. So it was like walking and just like, finding art. It was empowering because it's like when you're watching different kinds of art, it's like you're going from one world into another dimension because there's all these different artists in an art exhibit, right? And so you're time traveling as you're venue hopping technically, but you're just in one place. It's beautiful, actually, if you think about it like this. That's how I interpreted that, right? So my time and attention are sacred, and I'm not here to give it away easily. I'm here to create something rare, something she has to align to. In this way, I'm not just creating scarcity, but showing her that the focus is a gift, actually, something very few receive. So, like the teachings of Tantra, leave things open, unresolved, start a compelling story, share the hint of your mystical side, and let her sit in the mystery of it. Okay? Keep her curious about who you are beyond what she's seen. Because we can't just mimic her moves and attune to her energy. If you're grounded and rooted, and if she's light and lifts your spirit, lets your spirit lift, this creates a resonance of unspoken harmony. And so you're going to feel more in sync, but not with a copy. Are you attracted to a copy of you, a clone? Right? No, because again, it doesn't like sure, okay, I'd definitely be attracted to a female version of me, right? I get it. And a lot of couples look the same. They look like brother and sister most of today, right? You look at them, you're like, wait a second, what? And your pets look like you, right? What's going on here? But anyway, you got to be attentive, man. Be fully there in the moment, then pull back. Fully present, then pull back. It's a dance. Push and pull, push and pull. You'll be drawn into the fire of your she'll be drawn into the fire of your unpredictability. Don't love bomb her for no specific reason. Don't, you know, try to guilt trip her into liking you. All this stuff isn't going to work because you cannot force the feminine to make a decision. You see, you have to know that there's a universe within you that she hasn't explored yet. And so that way, every encounter is this gateway into the unknown, right? Imagine us meditating on a beach at sunrise, totally in the moment, world silent around us. Just let her feel that. Yo, you got this spark, girl, this openness, this just like, it's so rare. Like someone who could dance through life's challenges, being chaos and my sanctuary at the same time, right? That's the priestess beast. That's the priestess beast. She's feeling seen in a way that calls her towards her highest self. And it's a co-creation. It's an exchange of energy. So you hover your hand near hers, and it's like a sacred ground, brushing gently, pulling away. Electric, electromagnetic anticipation. Okay. Let me just check. Hold on. Okay. Let me just check YouTube now. Wow, they're still doing these ads to like, you know, feed me. I'm hungry. Okay, these ads that just throw you off, they're actors. It's anyway. Like as a spiritual person, can you trust ads ever? Right? Like that's my question. Oh, bro, it's three for you right now. Damn. Get some sleep after this, bro. All right. So you might feel like, you know, this kind of intensity with the vulnerability, right? It's not vulnerability like you're complaining about stuff. It's from a place of personal strength. You're showing her that you've integrated your shadows, essentially. When you're complaining or when you're being vulnerable, you're showing her it's safe and I'm so in control of this, right? You're just there to be a reflection for this and help me through with this, not just help me through this, right? So you've got to stand firm on your path and move fearlessly. This awakens someone's natural attraction to someone because they're embodying this confidence and clarity that they want in themselves, right? And so in Tantra, each touch builds up this kind of microcosmic orbit, this rhythm from a light tap to a more lingering hand, right? And so you have to let each move flow naturally, like a sacred dance, right? Creating comfort and anticipation until she feels the pull. So you're speaking of your inner adventures you're on without inviting her directly. She'll feel the call. She'll be summoned. If you have this energy, she or he, if you're a woman listening to this, he will be summoned. Okay. They will be summoned, that other person. This isn't just FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. It's a desire to experience life only you can provide. So this is not, you know, seduction. It's a calling into deeper awakened experience. You're not just another guy. You're an alchemist. So why would you behave like every ordinary human being? Like, hey, let's go on this dinner date, just like this other guy, right? It doesn't make sense for your archetype. That's what I'm saying, bro. So you have to trust in this archetype and truly be able to be the unfinished invitation, right? Don't conclude this thing like it has to be like this. It's my way or the highway. That's most dudes coming from trauma, right? And unhealed wounds. It's my way or the highway. Shorty, you don't like it, then get the fuck out, right? No, it's the right way or the highway, right? As AZD said. It's the right way or the highway. It's not my way or the highway. Why are you bringing your ego into this, right? Focus back on your morals, your principles, and what you really value in this life. What are you strong at? You know, your strength, you got to double down on that right now. Because right now, you have to say, I'm here to show what is possible. That's really the message, right? That's the mission. I am here to show what's possible. I am summoning you to co-create with my flow. All right. Amazing. Beautiful, guys. Thank you so much for tapping in. This is huge. This is huge. Okay. And let's get tapped in and may you never be the same again. I hope this helps you, gives you another perspective. But hey, if you get some of these energies coming up, right? You have this kind of cosmic visions coming in, these weird download, these strange epiphanies, these little spidey sense tingles. All this stuff is preparing you for the age of Aquarius, right? You're stepping into this golden version of you now, and things are going to finally align the way that they should. Okay. And you're involving a very powerful, passionate energy and impulse with discipline perspective of a divine, harmonious nature. So you're blending both the dragon and the seraphim together, the asura and the deva together. Okay. You have a god spark and an inner demon. Both of them have got to be friends. That's shadow and light coming together. Perfect harmonization. And a whole integrated, complete being who isn't seeking or needing anything, you know, doesn't feel like they're lacking in freedom every time they're close to people, or, they're not like chasing some validation because they're completely validated 100% internally. They understand they've got that Bruce Lee mechanical instinct and that everything is flow. At least for me, man. At least for me, okay? Everything in my life is flow. And the moment I feel resistance, hey, I know there's something greater here. I know this is some random call to action that I need to take in order for my flow to come back, right? So tap in, think of it like that, okay? And really start to understand it from this different level right now as you're tapping into this. I hope this helps you out today. Upward spiral. Let's get it. May we never be the same again. Peace. Someone get some sleep, bro. Oh, peace. Much love. Much love. Much love. Let's get it.